Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to the Juice Box Heroes podcast. I'm one of your hosts, PK. Tonight we have the OG, Mr. Dubon's fan club president, and Moreno. We are going to take y'all back to the very beginning last season with just us two. But no, Bryles is with the fam. He
He's
is
gone.
on.
He's gone. He's not coming
He's
back
gone.
ever.
Bryles is with the fam. He is with the fam this weekend, so hope he's having fun. But yeah, just me and Chris. So, Chris, what's going on, brother? Thanks for holding it down on Thursday.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Big thanks to Browse coming for representing, even though he was on vacation. He's a better man than I am because I sure as hell wanted to I'd have been like, cool story. You guys have it. I'm on vacation. Yeah, man, it's been a busy weekend again, just like it always is. Actually had some time this weekend to stop and watch, the games this weekend. So also congrats to LSU for winning the
Yes,
college
sir.
World Series. That was a handful of good games. Yeah, man. I mean, like, it's just been busy, man. How's everything been going with you?
It's going same stuff, different day, right? A lot of pool time this weekend,
There
so a
you go.
lot of in and out of the game because we had it on the TV. But good weekend. Let's jump right into this thing, man. Let's follow up with Thursday. How y'all ended Thursday? That was just a kind of a shitty way to end the series. To be honest with you.
I mean, it was kind of torn, to be honest with you, because at one part, yes, it was a very crappy way to end it, but it also meant that I hit my 2-2. So,
What a
um,
nerd.
now I'm telling you, hey, when I'm committed, I go in 100%. But yeah, I
Look,
mean, it was just. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say that's the last time I'm gonna have you talk me into taking a 4-0 sweep. I don't care who it's against. It's such a
Yeah, I don't know
stupid
why you
take.
should ever listen to me. That's just
I know.
terrible,
I
terrible
should know
advice.
better.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The A's. I mean, you had the what was that? Kurtz with the second walk off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, yeah, it is what it is, man. I mean, cool story. You guys got to walk off. You still don't have a stadium yet, so we win. There you go. We're still
Yeah,
in first
it's
place, but
just.
I guess that works.
I mean, that yeah, you're right. I mean, it is. It's you get the splits, 4 games. Look, it's hard to sweep anybody, let alone 4 games. I think we're basically. I would have been very happy with 3-1, and really, like you take away Monday night and Thursday night. I mean, you lost by walk offs. You lost by walk offs, right? So the sweep was there. Um, I know y'all talked about it on Thursday, so we won't talk much about it, or we won't talk much about. We'll get into the weekend, but yeah, it was kind of just a crappy way to end the series. You should have won the series, but you didn't. Um, so yeah, so we move into Anaheim. Move into Anaheim for 3. Friday night's game. There's quite a bit of headline stuff to talk about, or there's really only one headline thing to talk about, but we're gonna get into the game. Low scoring game. You end up winning 3-2, but the big story for Friday, and I look at full disclosure, is I was late to turn the game on, and I just happened to turn it on right before Zach Neto got in the box. So, Chris, fill him in with what happened with that at bat.
Oh, the Hunter Brown at bat,
Yeah.
man. I mean, this is what happened. Like when you crowd the plate, you're eventually gonna get balls close to you. I mean, I'm sorry. Like if you want to, like I mean, that's just baseball. Hunter Brown wasn't throwing at him. I mean, when you're a starting pitcher, now again, I never was a starting pitcher, but when you're a starting pitcher, I mean, you want to own the inside part of the plate, and it doesn't matter who it is. If you want to start crowding the plate, well, then you're going to get either shaken off or one's going to accidentally run into you. Well, Mr. Zach Neto took one in the right forearm or something like that, and then
Yeah.
he was crying. He said that's twice because I guess there was a game last season that he got hit,
Mm-hmm.
and he started running his mouth, but I don't think he was expecting Hunter Brown. Maybe he forgot where Hunter Brown is from. Because
That's
pretty
right.
sure Hunter Brown is from Detroit, so
He's from,
you know that
yeah, he's from
he's
the
gonna
D.
fight. I think he was thinking, oh, this is just some white guy. I'm gonna talk mess to him, and then Hunter Brown started barking back, and he was like, "What's up? Let's go. We can do this right now." And then Neto kind of paused, waited for everybody to like separate him. So he's like, "Oh, you're lucky all these guys are holding me back." It's like, well, so that's what it was. Basically, he was crowding the plate. He took a fastball. It looked like a two-seamer. I could be wrong. Took a fastball in, hit him in the forehead or forearm, not forehead. Hit him in the
A lot
forearm.
cooler if it did. No, a lot
Yeah,
cooler if it did.
he started crying, started running his mouth, and then realized that Hunter Brown is about that life. So that's pretty much what happened in a nutshell.
Hang on. Yeah, go ahead. Anyways, no, we can go. So the thing was, that's basically the same thing that I posted on X, right? Was if you're going to stand on top of the plate, every MLB pitcher is going to bang the inside, right? They're trying to get you off the plate so they can set you up away, right? Like that plate is theirs, and they're going to set that tone from the beginning. So if you're going to be on the plate, you can't bitch and moan about getting hit on the pinky, right? Pinky, or wrist or whatever. And again, I completely agree. I was trying to find the quote that Dusty Baker said, but there was something
about who's like a cool gangster or something like that.
He's like every player that he knew from Detroit was borderline gangster. That's the quote I was trying to find.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a good catcher too, the catcher's going to pick up on that too. He's going to say, okay, home skillet's trying to crowd the plate. Let's go ahead and brush him off. So it's a lot of crying.
Look, it's a lot of crying for nothing. Look, the benches had to clear, right? I mean, because I
think my favorite part about that is that you saw the two bullpens jogging out there together right next to each other. Yeah, it's like, there's no tension in this at all. There's
look, so their bullpens are staggered on top of each other. Like, that's so like Anaheim's got to come through the Astros, who's the first one out. There's no tension. It's you run all the way out there with. And then
it's like, now we got to jog all the way.
I got to run all the way back to the bullpen.
Then I got to jog back. Like, shit, man! I told myself I wasn't getting any physical activity today.
Yeah. So that was basically the highlight of Friday. Look, I think I have his lineup. So he went 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned, 4 Ks, 2 walks, and then gave up a home run. The home run was to Christian Moore, the rookie from Tennessee, who's been up for like, I don't know. That really doesn't matter how long.
6
Not
minutes.
very long. Yeah, I was going to say like an hour, but you said 6 minutes. So I like that.
That's fair.
The thing on Twitter that and I didn't respond to it because you can, we all know how that can go when you start really going back and forth. But somebody replied to whatever I posted about Christian Moore punking Hunter Brown. And it's like, what, man, like you got guys in front of you, like holding you back. Like, of course you're going to say something. But I'll tell you what, though, Christian Moore, though, I know we ended up winning the game, but I want to say it was like the 7th or 8th inning. And I can't remember if the bases were loaded or not, but he, for the moment, saved a 2-run single at least because he had he laid out to his left off. I think Caratini hit the ball. I think it was play I'm talking about, Chris.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, that dude raked at Tennessee last year. I mean, he raked last year. I know he's playing for Anaheim now, but he got his first professional home run off of Hunter Brown, so you got to give him a little bit of kudos. I'm just going to say that Hunter Brown missed a spot and put it over the middle, and that's why Christian Moore hit it. That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of guys that every time we play Anaheim, I'm kind of like, I hope this guy doesn't come up with anybody on base. Like Nolan, what's his name, Schumel or whatever his name is,
Shamuel or something.
Yeah, something like that. It's just I don't know what it is with him, but he seems like he's always doing something against the Astros, and O'Hoppy or O'Hop, whatever. I
was gonna say, O'Hoppy.
He kind of had a good series, and who else who kind of had a really good series that for the Angels.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say something.
Joe Adell. Yeah, I mean I think he hit 3 home runs, in that series. I mean, but yeah, man. I mean, like. Yeah, every now and then you're going to run into one. I don't know.
I mean, hell, I ran into 1 or 2. That's about it.
On MLB The Show?
MLB The Show 25, not even 26.
There you go.
But anyways, yes, that was Friday. Like, so Hunter Brown, and you had everybody pitched. Dubon pitched. King pitched. Brady pitched. Sousa, right? So, I mean, good bullpen. Brian King gave up 1 run. He didn't really have a good inning. He went an inning in 2/3, 1 hit, 1 earned, 3 Ks. We gave up another home run. So, look, man, bullpen has been doing things. Sean Dubin's kind of had like a little bounce back, right? Because he had a few outings. He's had a few outings where he was a little shaky, and his last several that have been out have been. Really, really good. Sorry, really good. So let's get into Saturday. Saturday, you had Look, Brandon Walter pitched on Saturday. We talked about this with all these young guys that have come in, right? The outings that they've given us, which is, nothing spectacular, but pretty damn good. This was kind of bound to happen, right? That one of these guys was just going to have an outing that wasn't typical for them, or what they hadn't showed us, as of yet. So he goes 6 innings, 9 hits, 7 earned, 6 Ks, gives up 2 bombs and a walk. So the thing that I noticed the most about it and watching him was that when he was missing bad. I mean, he was missing over the middle of the plate, and you miss over the middle of the plate with the sweeper. Excuse me, miss over the middle of the plate with the sweeper. It's going a long way, right? I mean, it is. So I don't know if there's anything you really wanted to discuss. We can, because offensively you did nothing. I mean, nothing to help this guy out, right? So the way that I looked at it is you just chalk it up to a guy that's supposed to be pitching in AAA, who's up in the bigs, and he had just a really bad outing. And what I did like was that Espada left him in, right? Left him in. I mean, given what he gave up, like, he wouldn't typically last 6 innings, right? So, but he went 6, saved the bullpen a little bit. That was basically the story of Saturday. I don't know if you want to discuss anything on that one.
I mean, not really. I mean, like, again, for every, I mean, this was what, his fourth start? I think it was his fourth
Yeah.
start. I mean, his 3 other starts have been fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, so I chalk it up to, I mean, sometimes you just have a crappy start, and that's what that was a crappy start. And that's really it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and beat the kid up, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just not ideal. I mean, like I said, I chalked it up to it just being one of those. Hey, man, look, you had a bad outing. It sucked. So that was Saturday. Series is 1-1 going to Sunday, and it is. Sorry, man. You got Ryan Gusto. Ryan Gusto's on the bump. Okay, he went 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned, 7 strikeouts. I mean, it's kind of about a Ryan Gusto, outing with the runs. However,
well, I mean, today's game was kind of a back and forth game. It was
a
very
wild
back
game.
and forth. It was the first 4 innings. Like, I was creeped at the score, and it was 0-0 through 4, and I was like, okay, all right, well, let me go. And I'm about ready to get the grill going and stuff like that. So, and then I look back 5 minutes later, and it's 4-3. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Astros came back, took the lead. Then the Angels came back, took the lead, and I'm sitting here kind of thinking, okay, and that's what it was. They left, I mean, it was a getaway day. They're off tomorrow. I think it was just more of like a spot. I was like, listen, um, the 6th inning is yours. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And like I said, he gave up the 2 runs. We got down 5-4. I mean, so, like, I mean, yes, when you look at the lines, the line score, you're kind of like, oh man, he got kind of dinged around a little bit. I mean, the first 3 innings, like I said, he gave up no runs, nothing. It kind of looked more like the start that he had his last turn through the rotation, where it was like, man, 6 innings, two runs, and then the last 3 innings, it was just a tale of one half of his start looking completely different than the other one. But yeah, I mean, the game today was crazy. I mean, you looked at the guy who pitched for the Angels. What was it? Hunter Strickland. 15 innings, 15.2 innings. Had not given up a run so far in this season. And then I think we put up like 5 on him, or 4 or 5 on him, like in that one inning. But yeah, all around good game today. I really don't think there's anybody that really stood out as far as offensively. I mean, so Jake Myers had a really key sacrifice fly. So if I had to give my player of the game, it'd probably have to be Jake Myers.
Okay. Yeah. No, I look, I agree with playing small ball. I'm about that life. However,
Pena too.
But Pena had a great game. He had a great game.
Yeah.
I will say there was one other player though. Had a great game. Had a great road trip,
game,
by the way. Yeah.
Oh, road trip. Okay.
And a great game today. The one they call Mauricio Dubon, your favorite player.
Maybe we're watching two separate games. No, I mean,
No, we
here's what
were
I'll say,
not.
dude. He had a fantastic game today. And, like, I'm sitting here, I watched the first home run go over the fence. I'm like, yeah, I'm surprised I haven't got, a text message yet. So I'm sitting here. Then the second home run goes over, and I'm just waiting for the text message to start blowing up. Hey, Dubon, blah 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 blah. And actually, I was just like, man, I was like, where did this Dubon come from? I was like, we might want to check him for PEDs. But yeah, so have it on the record. I have said something nice about Mauricio Dubon, but I will have to go
What, to
back
check him for
to
PEDs? That's your nice
yes.
thing?
Hey, I said he had a great game. Listen, I said he had a great game. You know, but I have to go back to having my high disdain for him because if not,
That's true.
he's only good because I don't like him. So I have to keep it up for the fan base. I have to.
For the team, for the
So
team. You're
but
doing your
for the team,
part.
I'm doing my part. But yeah, fantastic game from
Yeah.
him. He's been red hot all series, and I think it's because didn't they say he's been using Jordan's bat?
Look,
So
so
he
he's
probably
had
stole it
four
from him. So he's a
he had
thief.
four
And
he had 4 home runs in his road trip. Like he started I mean, he was raking in Sacramento, right? Like that's
yeah,
where he came over from Honduras. That's where he was living. Hit a bomb. I'm sure if y'all watched the game, like he hit a bomb there in high school, hit the bomb there in minor leagues, and now he's hit, 2 bombs there in the bigs. So, yes, and they talked about him using Jordan's bat. Been super hot, man. It's now one of those players where you need to keep finding a spot on the field for him to play until the streak runs
second
out.
base,
Second base,
second base.
So no, I'm happy for him, man, because like we were down. We were down. Yeah, we were down 5-4 and
Yeah,
hit
we're
the
down.
2-run bomb
Yeah,
out, right, to go
yeah,
6-5. I'm happy for him, man. I mean, not just because it makes you squirm in your seat, but just he does, because like we talk about it internally on our group chats about, hey man, feel free for this Dubon, feel free to take more than one pitch. It's okay. Like first pitch is
yeah.
free. You can look at it, you can watch it. You don't have to go up there and hack. But today he came in clutch for when the team needed it, right? I mean, you had the not so best lineup out there, right? Yeah. And so
Yeah.
like you needed Christian Walker's been ass, right? He got his 2 hits today, but he's
Yeah.
been asked the last, several games.
This
So
season.
yeah, I was trying to be nice. But so you needed Dubon to step up today, or needed anybody really. I mean, Dubon and Pena
Yeah.
stepped up. So that's how you finish the series, man. And like that was what, good. Before we get into the Philly series, here in these last couple of games, you had the traffic tonight, this afternoon, right? I mean, Hader, is there any little wobble from Hader and his streakiness? Now, like whenever he has save opportunities, he's obviously nails because he's perfect, right? But when it's in a non-save opportunity, is when he gets a little shaky.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about because I want to say it was that what game was it the Oakland game, the last one
Yeah.
where I texted somebody, I don't remember who it was, and I'm like, why the hell is Hater in this game? There's
Mm-hmm.
no reason why he needs to be in this game. You're paying him $20 million to close, not to collect holds, to close. I mean, it just blows my mind. I mean, we saw last year how much he struggled when he was continuously used in those flip flop positions. One day he's a closer, next
Yeah.
day he's the guy that you're the guy that keep the game tied. No, he's your closer. If you need to bring up another pitcher, hey, you've got an infielder who you've called up that you haven't used at all since you've called him up. Send him down and bring yourself up another pitcher because and that's another thing I want to get into. Okay, and real quick, as of right now, your second baseman should be Dubon. As much as my gimmick here on the show is I don't like Mauricio Dubon, but he's your everyday second baseman. Until then, why do we continue to bring up guys and not play them? I mean, seriously, you're trotting out Guillorme, who, again, I'm not trying to talk shit, but up until he got a base hit, he's hitting 074. Your other alternative is Brendan Rodgers, who's had at least over 120, 130 at bats this season. maybe even more, he's hitting under 200. So you have Shea Whitcomb, who's literally sitting up here wasting away, not playing. And I'm sitting here, and I say that because we went to the Space Cowboys game last night. I wanted to watch Uola pitch last night, and I'm just sitting here. I'm looking at this lineup, and I'm like, man, you have a spot where you could probably put Shea Whitcomb and let him play every single day. But instead, you have him sitting on the bench, and I don't know what his role is. Is he the Gray Kessler guy who throws sunflower seeds on you if you hit the walk off? What is his job? What's his role on this team? Because he's damn sure not playing. So what's the point of having him? Again, if you're not going to utilize him, send him down and bring up another relief pitcher so that you don't have to use Josh Hader in a situation where you need a hold. There you go. That's my rant for today.
I like it. You should tweet that out.
That's a lot of typing. Maybe I'll just clip it and send it out.
You can like talk to text. No, but I agree. I agree. Look, it goes back to last year. We talked about it several times, right? Where they brought up Loperfido. He was raking down in Sugarland. You bring him up. He plays one game, then he goes MIA for 3-4 games, and Pedro Leon comes up and he's kind of hot, and then he gets to play one game, and then you don't see him. So I agree. I don't understand why bring a player up if you're not going to play them, right? You bring these pitchers up because you need them and they need to pitch, and they pitch, right?
Yeah, then you send them down. Like that's what they did with Alexander. Down. He pitched, you sent him down because you needed another bullpen arm. They called up Whatsy, our favorite, what's his name, Nick Hernandez. He gives up 3 runs. They say, cool story. You're going back down to Sugarland.
Yeah. Costanza comes up, does his job, goes back down, right? Brandon Walter came up earlier, did his job, went back down, came back up. So with the position players, it should be the same thing. You bring them up, they play their game or however long they need to play based on, Brendan Rodgers being hurt or whatever it is. They play their games. They get hot. You make it difficult for the manager to send you back down. If not, then you go back down, and that's, you're on taxi squad. Like, you're just up and down. So it makes no sense. It's the same with like the Zenzo last year. I mean, we can go down the list. The Zenzo, right? Yeah. Loperfido, Pedro Leon. I mean, that was just last season. So yeah, it's very frustrating to see like these guys that are having good seasons in AAA come up and then ride the pine, and then you want to know why they're not doing anything when they actually get their opportunities on a Sunday getaway day, because it's like, well, they haven't seen any live BP in a minute, right? So the Guillorme thing, I don't. There's better options, man. There's just better options.
Like, I mean, I get it.
Options.
He's kind of like the Hispanic. What's his name? Evan Gaddis. I get it. So we kind of have like, I mean, not really, but he's got the beard. It's close enough.
Okay, yeah,
and he's got the shaved head too.
Okay,
but it's just like there's a reason why I think there's a reason why this guy was available to claim off waivers or however we picked him up, right? And I know you're smirking because we talk about when we were talking about the Kevin Biggio thing last season and during and going into the offseason, right? I mean, like, and it's not like he was tearing it up in AAA either, right?
Correct.
There's one guy in that Space Cowboys lineup last night that had a batting average over 240, and that was Bryce Matthews. He's hitting like 290. So it's not like they're down there. And again, not trying to throw shade to the Space Cowboys. But again, what I'm saying is, like, it's one thing if this guy's killing it down in AAA, you bring him up and then he's off to a slow start. I'm a lot more patient with that, right? But you brought him up because you needed, I guess, another bat because you had everybody get hurt. But it's like, man, I would have thought, we'd be saying this about Guillorme, say, hey, you called him up, he never plays. But it's Whitcomb who you call up and he never plays. But, I mean, the guy's hitting, like, he's not even hitting 100, right? He might have
like Cooper Hummel, man. Like, Cooper Hummel's not doing anything either.
I get it. I know. But what I'm saying is that, like, there's no, I mean, like, you could have been, and again, too, it's like you're also prepping for, you've got the trade deadline in like, what, 4 weeks, 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Right? So you're playing Whitcomb, right? Does Whitcomb really, seriously, in your honest heart of hearts, does Whitcomb play any major significant role in the Astros 4 years from now, 5 years from now? Probably not. Right?
Because I don't see where he would.
Well, because I'm just saying, like, even if, like, if Dubon stays the Dubon that he's been the last 2 seasons, right? More than likely, he's going to be the guy that takes over second base when Altuve retires. I think that's a
Mhm.
fair statement to make.
Yeah,
Somehow he has burrowed his way into all the Astros fans' hearts. More power to him.
including
You know
yours.
who's not going to take over at second base? Shea Whitcomb. So at least give him the playing time, let other teams see him, and now maybe you have a decent trade chip. Now I'm not going to say that he's going to get you back, Acuna or anybody like that, but at least I mean, it frustrates the hell out of me calling these guys up and then them sitting down, not playing. You bring them in and they pinch hit in the ninth inning, and then they strike out. And everyone's like, "Oh, this guy sucks." It's like, dude, the guy's been up for 4.5 years and has three at bats. It's not him. Like, crack the lineup. I
Oh,
mean,
he's been sitting
is
on the bench for 3 hours.
yeah, is Guillorme and Cooper Hummel that much above them on the depth chart of life that Whitcomb can't crash through that ceiling and get a start?
Well, and if the outcome's the same, if the outcome ends up being the same with Whitcomb at the plate and Hummel and Gilmore, then what's the freaking difference?
Yeah,
What's the difference? At least give
yeah,
the kid more at bats. These guys have been here for a minute.
I agree.
You
I
know,
agree.
hey man, I like this this Chris Moreno. You need to wear
I'm getting
the
fired up,
championship
man.
Space City hat more often, and the Navy shirt. Is the Navy shirt? Yeah, your Navy shirt more often because you're on your soapbox. Pretty good night.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you would think that we just lost, like we just got swept, but no, I mean,
You would think
like,
it sounds like it. It sounds like we lost the
yeah,
series to the A's and the Angels, but we didn't.
yeah. I bring the heat
Real,
regardless.
you are real quick before we get into Philadelphia, man. We got to get Pena on this All-Star team. Like he's the number
Dude, it
3
is. I mean,
shortstop.
we talked about that a little bit on Thursday, and basically I went on my soapbox how I'm old school and I'm an old grumpy man, and I would rather you take the voting out of the hands of the fans. I mean, like the fact that Altuve is the third or
Yeah, second baseman.
fourth place vote getter at second base. He's played second base like 7 times all season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry, like I get. I mean, Bobby Witt is going to get a shit ton of votes because he's super duper popular, and
Well, he's
that other
great.
kid, Oakland, the shortstop, he's having a fantastic season. I'm not saying he's not All-Star worthy, but you compare their numbers to Pena's, and it's like it's not even in the same ballpark. So
Well, I
the
think the
fact
other
that
thing
Pena's
too for like
four,
the Houston fans is we know what we know what we've been through with Pena in the last few seasons. Like we know the skyrocket that it was in the postseason. You know what we all
yeah,
anticipated going into the next season, and it was not that, right? Um, and this season, I think you're hoping that he's going to turn the corner. I don't think anybody could have, foreseen, a move from because dude, he was hitting like number 6, number 7 in the lineup, right? Like he was
yeah,
hitting low, and no one would have been
yeah,
able to foresee, hey man, we're going to put you at leadoff spot, and you're going to be hitting over 300. Like you're going to be,
dude, yeah,
crushing. Like
well over
you know what I
300.
mean. So go out and vote. I mean, I agree, dude. I don't like the vote because you can vote up to like 19 times in one day, or I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
it's
19. You
stupid.
can vote. It's
It's
stupid,
dumb. And then
but he deserves to be
also,
on the All-Star team for sure.
yeah, him,
All right. Hunter
Fromber,
Brown
Hunter Brown, and Hader. There
and
you go.
Hader, four for sure. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, look, man, we got a few minutes left. Let's get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Phillies are in town. Rematch of the World Series from 22.
Yeah, that's right.
Chris, before we do that, throw up the predictions. Let's see how we did for last week. Overall,
I have
still
closed the
leading.
gap. I have closed the gap. What am I?
That's all you've done.
3.5, 4.5. I think is what we're
Yeah,
at.
4.5.
Maybe we'll
Let's go
call
with
it three
that.
and a half. We'll call it 3.5. I like three
That's
and a
not.
half. And then Browse, he's having a rebuild season down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we won't look into it too much.
All
But
right.
yeah,
So there's
closing
that.
the gap.
All right. And then what we got for rotations coming up this week?
All right. So going into this next series with the Phillies, bam, man, I am on top of my stuff today. So Tuesday we got Framber Valdez, 8-4, 309 ERA against Ranger Suarez, 6-2 with a 220 ERA. Man, this Phillies pitching staff is pretty legit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. They're pretty damn
Wednesday, you got Colton Gordon against what is it? Philip Wheeler, Zach
Zach.
Wheeler. There you go, Zach Wheeler. There you go. And then you Thursday, you got the Hunter Brown. You ain't if you don't want none, don't open your mouth.
That's right.
Brown, 8-3, 188 ERA, and he's taking on Christopher with an F, which is weird. Sanchez, 6-2 with a 2.87 ERA. So pitching wise, I mean, you're looking at. I mean, this is gonna be a tough matchup.
That's
Pitching
a good
wise,
series, a good pitching
I
series
mean, this
for sure.
is. I mean, like I said, the Phillies have a pretty legit rotation, and then you always got to worry about Schwarber, Bryce Harper, the third baseman that everybody thought they were going to
Bohm.
trade, but they're
Alec
bomb.
Bohm, yeah.
Yeah. Then you got that one dude with the greasy hair. Is he still on the team?
Marsh.
Mr. Greasy Hair, Brandon Marsh.
Yeah, dude, like it's disgusting to look at.
Yeah, so get a haircut, bro.
Yeah, get a haircut.
I don't know why.
Do something. Okay, so I'm gonna get this thing started.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Houston. It's tough, dude. It's gonna be tough. It's the Fromber Hunter Brown games. For me, you're at home, and so we've been playing, pretty good at home. I think that's basically it's gonna be the home environment, right? So I'll be a homer. I'm gonna take 2-1 the Fromber Hunter Brown game. So that's gonna be Tuesday and Thursday. But look, it can easily swing 1 and 2 the other way. I mean, that pitching staff, like you said, is dirty. So I'm just being a homer, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Man, it's tough. Like, I mean, the only one that I'm 100% really comfortable in picking a win is the Hunter Brown game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Wheeler's been dealing. Ranger Suarez, I mean,
it's tough, dude.
I think I'm going to go 2-1 Astros as well. I think what the determining factor is going to be is that they play really well at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really about it. And yeah, I'm going to go 2-1.
What did Browse send his in? Probably not.
He did not, but I'm going to go with Browse. If I was Browse, I was willing to put my money on it.
He's going to take a sweep.
He's going to say, let me look at the stuff. Then he's going to say, I'll check a sweep. So
take a sweep. Under. Take the under.
And then take the under on the series.
We'll see what happens on those. We'll see what happens if they actually hit. I'll say, you know what, he would say under on Tuesday, under on Thursday, and over on Wednesday. Over. That's what I'm gonna say. He would say. I have no idea.
Yeah.
No one, please listen to that.
I wouldn't unless you like losing money. Don't
unless
listen
you're just complete degenerate.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be a good series coming in, and then you follow that up with Chicago, the Cubs in town for 3. Kyle Tucker's back.
Oh yeah, we get the return of Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker will be here on Friday, so we'll get into that on Thursday. But yeah, man, good trip out west. Day off tomorrow. Thank y'all for tuning in for our weekend wrap up. We will see y'all on Thursday. We'll talk about the series going on with the Philly. Hopefully that ends up what we talked about. We'll see how hot the back can stay for Dubon. But until then, I'm PK, and that's Chris. Just the two of us tonight. This is the Juice Box Heroes. Y'all have a good week.
Ooh, man.
Where you coming with it tonight, man?
Hey, man. That's what happens. It happens when you have to represent. I think I have a little bit of Detroit gangster in me.